The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you by Flow.
Tonight, a call is being made to all St. Lucians to stamp out crime following the killing of a Jamaican national. Health Minister Moses Jabatis says the government will not make vaccines mandatory, and the St. Jude Hospital is once again named as a top priority.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night, it is Tuesday, the 10th of August, 2021. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. A 26-year-old is the island's latest homicide victim. The young man, who is said to be a Jamaican national, was shot multiple times about the body Monday evening. The president of the Beausejour Community Watch Group, Jim Joseph, is calling on all St. Lucians to play a role in fighting crime, as it is everybody's business.
Another young life has been cut short by gun violence. On Monday, August 9th, 26-year-old Bashani Reed was fatally shot in his Beausejour residence. Spokesperson for the St. Lucia Fire Service, Stacey Joseph, gave the details of the response of the incident.
An emergency crew from the Groseley Fire Station responded to a call relating to an alleged shooting incident at Beausejour in Groseley. The responding officers found a 20-plus male lying face down in a structure. A rapid assessment revealed that the individual sustained multiple penetrating wounds on his body. He was pronounced dead on the scene by a medical practitioner, and the scene was left in the care of the police.
Speculation has been rife as to the motive behind the shooting. The president of the Beausejour Community Group, Jim Joseph, says his community is not known for such crimes, but the frequency with which they have been occurring is deeply concerning.
Of course, I think it's initially one of shock. I won't go into the details because it's under investigation, but you can understand that you are in your residence and somebody comes in and snuffs out the life of your loved ones. I mean, it brings to mind the incident with Botham Jean. And, when somebody comes into the sanctity of your home or even your business place and takes your life, that says something that we should never tolerate.
Joseph says it is high time that criminals know that such violent behavior will not be tolerated. He has made a call to the new administration to ensure that crime fighting and prevention is at the top of the agenda.
To think that somebody would target somebody in the private home and to snuff out their life just like this is something that we should not tolerate as a people, as a society. There were calls recently for the previous administration to do something about the crime. And with the change in administration, we are imploring and asking the government to do something to ensure that there's proper legislation in place to ensure that persons who commit such crimes are caught and are dealt with speedily, and to send a strong message that this thing will not continue to happen in the country. We really need to do something about justice reform. We really need to do something about the speed at which the wheels of justice grind. And we cannot have a situation where we have persons committing such acts being granted a slap on the wrist.
The community leader says crime is everyone's business, and the advent of community groups have made it easier to boost morale among community, police, and leaders. He has expressed hopes that regardless of the fact that the young man was not a St. Lucian, that justice is exacted swiftly in this matter.
I think anyone who is on island has a right to be protected and has a right to life, because it's granted to us by the Constitution, it's granted to us by the Almighty. So regardless of whether we are nationals or non-nationals, it does not matter. I mean, justice is justice, and I would like to think that justice is speedy for every single person, regardless of sex, regardless of race, regardless of nationality.
Reporting from the community of Beausejour for Hot 7 TV, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Health Minister Moses Jabatis is making it clear that the government of St. Lucia will refrain from making COVID-19 vaccines mandatory for citizens. Following a cabinet meeting on Monday, he says that while provisions will be put in place to curb the spread of COVID-19, there will be no mandatory vaccination.
St. Lucia is currently facing a spike in COVID-19 cases, which has caused many to resurface the idea of mandatory vaccination. The issue of mandatory vaccination has sparked many heated debates and even in some instances led to violent protests in islands including Barbados, Antigua, and St. Vincent. Following the cabinet meeting on Monday, Minister for Health Moses Jean-Baptiste says that provisions will be made to reduce the spike in COVID-19 cases, but says that this SLP administration will not implement mandatory vaccination.
The following decisions were taken. 1. The Prime Minister will address the nation after or following the NEMAC meeting tomorrow. 2. There will be measures to help slow down the spread of the COVID-19 virus and to help contain and stop the current spike. 3. Further announcements will be made by Prime Minister Honorable Philippe J. Pierre. 4. There will be no mandatory vaccinations, or the Prime Minister has indicated that our government will not, I repeat, our government will not propose mandatory vaccination.
Jean-Baptiste goes on to say that an education campaign will be implemented alongside vaccine incentivization to encourage the public to trust and take the vaccine.
A robust education campaign is being planned to encourage testing and also to encourage the public and to encourage St. Lucians to get vaccinated. 6. Resources will be provided to increase access to testing. 7. Strategies to incentivize people to get vaccinated will be employed.
Jean-Baptiste says that the COVID-19 pandemic is of grave concern to cabinet and health officials, as the island is currently experiencing a spike in cases. He says that this government's approach will be different. Reporting for the Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Karim Nelson.
The transition of the staff and patients at the St. Jude Hospital from the stadium to the hospital facility is of critical importance to the new administration, so says the Health Minister Moses Jean-Baptiste. According to him, once the technocrats have done their assessments, government will take the necessary steps to transfer the patients and staff within the shortest time possible.
While no timeline has been given, the Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Moses Jean-Baptiste, says that government will move in earnest to transfer the patients and staff out of the John Odlum Stadium and to whatever facility that the technocrats deem suitable. The decision was made following a cabinet meeting on Monday where a number of issues were discussed, including the COVID-19 situation and the fate of the St. Jude's Hospital. The hospital has been housed at the John Odlum Stadium since that fire of 2009, and a new one has been on the cards of successive governments since then. The SLP had criticized the former UWP administration for not revealing the outcome of their technical audit back in 2016 and for failing to deliver a new St. Jude's Hospital to the people of St. Lucia.
I guarantee you that yes, these issues were discussed, and I can tell you that the Prime Minister is very concerned about not only the technical audit, but all of the shenanigans which surrounded the St. Jude reconstruction project. We have our eyes focused on that, but more importantly, we want to get the patients and the staff out of the stadium, and therefore this is our priority.
Jean-Baptiste says that for now, the only timeline that can be given is for the professionals to report on their findings.
We are hoping that the professionals can report to us within 4 weeks, after which we will certainly move ahead to implement. After the professionals report to us, we will tell the people of St. Lucia exactly what we are going to do to transfer the patients and staff out of the stadium into whatever facility that the professionals will suggest to us or provide the guidance for.
The original St. Jude's Hospital was destroyed by fire on the night of September 9th, 2009. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. Still to come, the Education Minister gets down to business. A pair of entrepreneurs do their part for the less fortunate. And the Logos Hope floats back into town. That and more after the break.
The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News was brought to you by Flow.